The next day, I'm up earlier than I've ever been. Sleep keeps getting harder. Even though I'm not worried about anyone I care about, I don't love the idea of more people dying. And the news and TV sitcom reruns just make me feel uncomfortable. The news is currently covering stories about churches making more donations and the Pope's resignation. I'm not entirely surprised about that. Apparently, he's planning to shepherd people through the hardship of embracing their new, wild lives. After that, the actual morning news, as in the news program that usually ran in this time slot before all the craziness, crackles on in full. We have seen record donations to homeless shelters in low-income communities. People are selling their prized possessions, everything from gaming consoles to computers and TVs, all for mere pounds. Things like cars are being donated and scrapped too. It seems that even those who are not at risk from the invaders are eager to part with anything non-essential that may put them at risk. Well, that's kind of sad that the ones who aren't even the problem are the ones that are trying their hardest and sacrificing even more. That's sad. The news shows people living in mansions, allowing others to come live there with them. That's on top of paying to feed them and giving them huge amounts of money for cleaning or helping out. See, I guess they could have probably been doing that in the first place, yeah? Homeless shelters are being overwhelmed with food and money donations. They're happily spreading around as much as they can. Well, not the money, but the essential items they buy with that money. I shake my head at the TV. A lot of this seems good, but I still can't help but feel divided about how we've gotten here. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that it takes aliens going to the planet and threatening to evaporate people every day. I guess progress is progress. In light of the results of last night, the public seems to be divided. Same, public, same. Here we show Will Parrish, who describes himself as an advocate for the aliens. The guy with the dreads from yesterday is back. Hey, what's up? It took an intergalactic intervention to prove that we've been on the wrong path as a society. We can't ignore this chance to correct it. I don't really think they're going to give us the option, to be quite frank. But sure, yeah. People cheer behind him. The hypocrisy, the lies about trickle-down economics, it all has to stop here. We will no longer endure the tired script that the government and the wealthy have been feeding us. We know they don't care. We've known for a long time. But now, that fact is completely exposed. We can see the corruption down to its roots. These aliens are our saviors, because without them, we would never have realized how wealthy these people really are. They can lose 99% of their money and still be better off than half the population. They're so used to their position above the rest of us that it took death threats to get them to part with even a fraction of their money. Well, not even, though, because some of them, I would say, yes, some of them didn't even accept the death threats. Rest in peace, I guess. And even now, they only donate enough to stay out of the top 3. They don't love us, and they do not have our best interests at heart. If or when our saviors leave, they will climb right back up if we let them. Calling the aliens your saviors, that might cause other problems of different magnitudes. I don't know that they're the kind of folks that I would recommend worshiping, you know? I hear something going on outside and walk to the window. Oh no, what's happening now? High-end stores aren't charging for things. They're doing giveaways, which has people rioting and trying to force other business owners to do the same, no matter how small their business is. That's not helpful. Robberies, revolts, cars being set on fire, people screaming for change. This chaos is taking over the world. Donation centers are set up, and the money is just spread out without question now. I see the homeless woman I helped out before Zen beamed me up take some money, walk into a convenience store, and buy cigarettes and food. She also gets some cat food, and I see her take it down an alley. Other people just blow the money on liquor or take it and run. Some even burn the cash. Hey girl, hey. I jump and turn to face her. I woke up, and she wasn't in bed, so I had assumed she was already at work. I thought you'd left. I only went there to tell them that I quit. I mean, you might as well. I'm pretty sure money's going to be about pointless here pretty soon. You quit? Why? Sarah shrugs and looks out the window with me. What's the point in working right now? Landlords like ours are dropping rent like crazy, and we can basically get what we want without money. Also, just look at what's happening out there. Yeah, honestly, I probably wouldn't want to go out into that either. It sounds pretty dangerous. How unfortunate would it be for aliens to invade and you don't even get killed by aliens? You get killed by the panicked people. I keep watching as the rest of the money gets passed out. Once it's gone, people start barking about where the next donation center is and move on. In their wake is trash, broken windows, and the smoldering remains of whatever objects happened to offend the people who burned them. Yeah, it seems safer to be inside for now, at least until we know this crowd has really moved on. A moment of silence passes between us before Sarah makes a bit of a confession. Uh-oh, is she gonna confess her love? Oh my gosh, I feel nervous. I also quit because I didn't feel like going back to a job I hate. I think she thinks I'm going to judge her for that, but I'm not. I get it. Is that your work uniform? With fringes like that? I would be so distracted. I would be flapping my arms around for no reason. I'm not completely ready to quit my own job because I'm looking forward to that little bit of normalcy it provides. But if I could have afforded to quit before all this, I would have, in a heartbeat. Just as I'm about to get ready for work, I get an email via my phone telling me I've been fired. It's shocking and abrupt. I can't believe I didn't even get a say in the matter. I guess that takes care of that. Well, it looks like we're both jobless right now. I'm sorry, Iki. I know you hated your job too, but having it end like that is awful. I guess. To be honest, I'm not sure how to feel about it. Oh, well, I guess you don't have to worry because Sarah will comfort you. Sarah has your back. As I gaze out the window, a moment of stillness envelops us. Suddenly, the warmth of Sarah's embrace envelops me as she wraps her arms around my waist and places delicate kisses upon my neck. Young, cute, and jobless. That's us. What a way to be. Haha, stop it. I gently silence her with a touch. In that moment, I'm grateful for her presence. She brings me a sense of calm and reassurance in this uncertain world. I take her hand in mine and give it a gentle squeeze, offering it as a silent expression of gratitude for her being by my side. Martillo rubs against our legs, weaving and meowing happily. I go into the kitchen to give him some more cat food before getting back to Sarah. She turns her head and asks me a question. What do you think about this whole thing? It's worth trying? What do you mean by that? Like having everything be free is and us being young, jobless, and cute is worth trying? Is that what you're asking? Sure, whatever. I guess we are very indifferent about the aliens. I hope a low score doesn't mean bad things. Sarah huffs. You really think that? You don't sound sure. Well, I mean, no one can be sure. I don't know what's going to happen or how long the aliens will keep this up, but there's a chance, a real chance for things to change for the better. Sarah considers that. I mean, I like the idea of not having to struggle anymore. It'd be nice to actually enjoy life instead of constantly miss out on it. Exactly. I think a global redistribution of power can really help a lot of people. It'll be tough, but we can figure it out as we go, as long as we don't lose sight of the important things. It'll definitely be tough, probably for a while. Money can still change hands, too. We just need to tighten that gap so that people aren't needlessly living in poverty. I hope that's how it'll work out, at least. Zen is only so adamant and violent because people aren't listening, right? Oh dear, let's hope so. And, of course, there would be a period of adjustment, kinks to work out. Things like those people going crazy in the street are part of a temporary phase. Once we settle into the new normal, society will shape around it. It's just a matter of time, and Zen and their fleet won't leave before we're stable, I think. We have an opportunity, and that's what matters right now. You're right. If this works out, we can share a better future with more people. As I turn my gaze towards sweet Sarah, I can't help but notice how close our faces are. Her dreamy eyes sparkle as she looks at me, and I start wondering what's on her mind. I feel like there's not much time left, and there's something you want? Someone knocks on our door, and Sarah stops talking immediately. We both freeze up a little because nobody knocks on our door. They don't have a reason to. After a moment, someone blocks our window and the door bursts open. We stumble back towards the couch as our little cat runs and hides, not willing to be around other people, especially strangers that are breaking into our apartment. I'm sorry, what's happening? That was not what I was going to guess would happen next. Sarah keeps a tight grip on my hand, and I refuse to let her go as I look between the people. A woman walks in, adjusting her sleeves before taking a proper look at me. Well, hello, ma'am. I think no, what? That is not a helpful amount of information. The woman clears her throat as two people walk out of the room. They shut the door behind them, trapping us inside with at least 3 other people besides this woman. I'm Special Agent Castillo with MI6. I'm here to speak with Akia since it's our understanding that she was the first person to come into contact with the aliens. Am I in trouble after all? Uh-oh. She didn't ask for that to happen. It was involuntary. I shoot a glare at Sarah. Did you tell someone? Sarah shrinks into the couch. I might have mentioned it to someone at my job, but I didn't give them your name. I just said my roommate. Are you kidding me, Sarah? That is still incredibly identifying. What are you doing? Sarah wants me to die. Sarah, you're on my shit list. We are not romancing anymore. Nope. No. I would appreciate it if you'd follow us to our headquarters. And I would appreciate it if you wouldn't just blow through the front door. You could have knocked. Well, you did knock, but you didn't wait very long. You couldn't have called or sent a letter. Given the current lack of privacy, we can't use regular communication channels. Being cautious is better than allowing our guests to overhear anything. That still doesn't explain the broken door. We both stand. One of the men takes away Sarah's phone and then pats my pockets down before finding and taking mine. They leave the phones inside of the apartment as we're carted off to wherever headquarters is. Cool. Right. Kidnapping round 2, here we go. We can't really see where we're going, and I don't even consider talking about anything with so many ears listening in. Once we arrive, Sarah and I are separated, but I know better than to say anything about that. Castillo glares at me from her side of the desk. I hope frickin' Sarah's big mouth doesn't spill more beans. As I glance around the office, I feel a sudden jolt of nostalgia. The office looks like a set from a 1960s noir film, with dark shadows and vintage furniture. It's hard to believe that this is where a modern secret agent works. Castillo catches my curious look and gives a short laugh. I have a thing for old style. It suits me better. Is she psychic too? But then her smile fades and she leans forward, her eyes narrowing into slits. But let's get to the point. So you had warning that they were coming? No. Then explain why you were chosen. I did something that apparently interested them, and they decided to forcefully interview me. Like, I don't... That's the thing! I don't really get it! I didn't send up signals with a ham radio or anything like that. Castillo narrows her eyes at me. I stare right back. I'm not hiding anything. She proceeds to attack me with questions like why I offered myself to them, how I knew they were coming, and why I didn't tell anyone. She is just not asking any of the right questions whatsoever. She has the absolute wrong idea. You are a terrible investigator. But when I keep giving the same answers, she finally sits and folds her hands under her chin as she watches me. Someone comes in and she orders tea for both of us. So explain it to me. Well, ma'am, I think she tried to. I gave money to a homeless woman on my way home from work, and then the next moment, I was on their ship. They asked me some questions about money and then sent me back down. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I just want to get out of here and away from all of this. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know that they were going to do any of this. Castillo taps a finger on her desk as she considers what I've said. It goes on for a while, to the point where my mind starts to wander. What are these options? She's the one who brought me here. What do I need to say anything for? I'm just going to look at her. I'm just going to stare. You're going to stare blankly at me? I'll stare blankly back. I'll do it. I'll freaking do it. I'll make it uncomfortable for both of us. Oh, a third option presents itself. Okay. As I sip on the tea, we're not really off to a great start, though, I must be frank. As I sip on the tea they gave me, Castillo gives me a slow once-over. At first, I'm caught off guard by her youth and attractiveness. I didn't think special agents could be so, well, hot. But I guess it makes sense, right? If they need to seduce people into talking or something like that. As I take a better look at her, I realize she's not trying to seduce me. At least, I don't think she is. I can't help but admire her light blonde hair. It's almost white, and it looks great with her tan skin and pretty face. You are really checking her out. Okay. I guess it's a good thing that they separated you for interrogation. When I meet her gaze, I can't help but let out a gasp. She's looking at me like she wants to cut through my head to see what I'm thinking. Talk about intense. Like that one camping trip? I take an unsteady drink and my cup clatters to the table. I need you to meet with the aliens again. What? We need to know if they have any weaknesses. If that fails, we need them to leave. You don't know what you're asking me to do. I'm asking you to save the world. There's no way that our society can handle this. You've seen the riots, and this is only day 3. What's going to be left after a week? A month? She has a point, but I still hesitate. Zen and the other aliens obviously don't have any issues killing people, or doing whatever you'd call what they do to remove people from existence. I guess I don't technically know that it's the same thing. I think it's pretty safe to make the assumption. I don't think Zen would hurt me. They were so polite when we first encountered each other, and they said they wanted to see me again. But what if I'm wrong? Or what if they found out I was sent to spy on them? Zen might not be so polite then. Maybe I deserve to be eliminated. My explanation is what started all this, after all. I couldn't predict things would go this way, but I still feel guilty for getting involved. I didn't have to say anything. I could have been quiet. Could you have, though? Could you have? I'm not so convinced. To be clear, you wouldn't be able to take any technical devices with you. You also can't share any information with anyone else. That includes Sarah. I figured that would be the case. This isn't just to keep things secret on our end. It's for your own good as well. You are both at risk. I feel so secure now. If things continue to spiral, how long do you think it'll be until someone remembers what Sarah said and decides to take out what's happening on the 2 of you? That settles it. I'll do it. Smashing. Now we're going to ask you to stay with us for a little while. We have some more decisions to make, and it seems unwise to send you back into that madness in the meantime. It's gotten dangerous. And considering how much we'll be relying on you in the near future, your safety is a priority. Are you guys guaranteeing that? I don't know what to say to that. I'll tell you. Are you guys? That's something that you could say. Sarah is in the other room. Please, go ahead. I don't really wanna. I head out the door and someone leads me to another room. The hallway is so gray here, and every door looks exactly the same, especially since none of them have signs to differentiate them. I wonder how Castillo and the other agents avoid getting lost. Sarah hugs me tightly when she sees me, sweeping me into her arms. Then she cups my face between her hands. You're okay, right? No one hurt you? I nod. And you? They asked me a whole bunch of questions, then fed me. Oh, okay, well, you're probably happy then. I guess they realized I didn't know anything. What's going on? What do they say to you? Why are we here, Akia? What do they want? Okay, well, calm down. Slow down for a second. I can't talk about it, but everything will be fine, I promise. She gives me a look that tells me she doesn't believe me at all. Before she can argue the point, the TV turns on. I rub my shoulders. It's time, isn't it? Oh, for the execution? Just about. Less than 5 minutes. Sarah nods grimly, echoing my own feelings on the matter. I'm glad she's here with me. I make sure I sit down on the couch first so that I can offer my lap as a seat. I guess I only do see one chair in the room, so. Is that her sitting on her? She takes her sweet time adjusting herself, but I don't mind. The way she's rubbing against me and putting her arms around my neck feels nice. Okay, I don't think you guys gotta be careful. You're still kind of in public and like around a bunch of law people. Keep it kosher, perhaps. Why is there only one couch when there's 2 of us? Maybe these rooms aren't made with many visitors in mind. Sarah finally settles down in a way that makes her feel comfortable. It may be a bit uncomfortable for me, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Being this close to her is worth any discomfort. Okay. I'm mad at her, though. Her big mouth is why we're here being interrogated in the first place. We hear the door open and Castillo enters. She stares at the TV and then at her clock, impatient. Oh wait, okay, so all 3 of us are going to watch the execution together? Okay. Sen finally appears with 3 people standing before them. 2 men and a woman. Zen addresses the camera. The 3 have already been selected and taken. Now they shall be punished. Before Zen can do anything to the first man, he pulls a gun from his very nice suit, holds it to his head, apologizes to his family, and shoots himself. Okay, so I know that's really, really terrible what just happened, but also he really, really kind of waited until the very last minute to do that, didn't he? Sarah gasps and hides her face in my neck. I try to stay strong. It's not easy. I've never seen violence like that in real life. The shiver spreads over my body. Zen doesn't even react. They just stare at the body for a moment. There's no sympathy, no indication that they're upset. They simply snap their fingers and the body is gone, just like the previous people. It's cold, just cold. Castillo shakes her head despite her hard expression. She doesn't like this. Even a woman from MI6 can't help but reveal some emotion. Maybe that's the real difference between us and the aliens. Zen stands in front of the woman. She's wearing a casual outfit, nothing that screams wealth. She holds up her hands and cries. There has been some kind of mistake. This has to be a mistake. I don't have that much money. I can show you my bank account. Please just look. Zen tosses the phone she offers them to the side, like it's nothing at all. Hiding your wealth in gold bars, cryptocurrencies, and stocks changes nothing, she whimpers. With your purchases and items totaled, your net worth is clear. You are in the top 3. But I gave away the money. I did what I was told. I donated. I increased wages. I'm a good person. Please, spare me, and I'll do more. I'll keep doing more. She gets on her knees, her hands together. It's like she's praying to Zen. Like they're the new god, and she only needs one more round of forgiveness. Please, I'll work harder. I understand now, so let me do more. Give me one day and I'll prove I can change. Probably not. I guess I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna get that chance, and I'm not sure that you would actually fall through on it. You have tried to cheat the system. Zen sounds like they're reading from the dictionary, not passing judgment on someone's life. There's no feeling. No humanity. You cannot be trusted. You took advantage once. You will not be allowed to do so again. They tap her forehead and she fizzles away to nothing, pixelating into smaller and smaller shapes. Zen nods and moves to the last man. He's an old businessman that uses a cane to stand. He doesn't seem old enough to need one, but he leans on it while tapping away on his phone. He clears his throat and offers Zen his phone. I'm shocked because he's so calm. Did he just right now on the spot get rid of all of his money? Are you kidding me? I have transferred 1/5 of my worth to various charities. It's taken some time to go through, but the proof is all there. Only 1/5. Oh my goodness. Zen looks at the phone. I'm not in the top 1,000 richest people, let alone the top 3. I should be freed. It's like trying to revert to an original offer with someone after you tried to bluff your way into getting them to accept something lesser. Maybe that worked for this guy in the past when he was dealing with other businessmen. I don't think you can barter with an alien, sir. He has some courage, I guess. I doubt it'll work out the way he wants it to, though. Zen looks from the phone to the man. They blink slowly while considering what to do. Then they drop the phone and take a step towards the man. He's gonna get vaporated, isn't it? The deadline passed. I appreciate the gesture, but it should have been done before you were brought here. The man's face goes bright red, and it's obvious he's furious. He wheezes. That's not fair! I did what I was told! So what if it was a few seconds late? That's on the bank, not me. It takes time to process things like this. I had to get permissions and... Your excuses are meaningless. You won't even listen. You have had days to see and understand what we are doing. Yet you waited until the last moment. And what about the weeks, months, and years before we showed up? You did nothing then either. Your actions are not worth any mercy. Zen snaps their fingers, giving this man the same treatment they've given all the rest. Their words echo in my head again and again. Your actions are not worth any mercy. It makes me wonder about what I've done, what I'll do. Sarah shakes and sniffs, wiping her eyes. They aren't going to stop, are they? Are they going to keep this up until they kill us all? I pet her head, then kiss her temple. Things are out of control. Even Sarah understands that now. little backhanded slight, just really quick. Just even Sarah understands that now. I wonder where the line was for her. Was it seeing that man shoot himself? Or is she shocked, the way I'm shocked, by how cold Zen seemed today? Castillo looks at me like we're sharing a thought. I know she's right. If I can do something, I have to do it, and I have to do it quickly. Things will only get worse if I waste my time dragging this out. Zen has made their position clear to the whole world. It's time for me to decide mine. No hesitation, no regrets, no mercy.
Wow, things are really getting quite intense for our main characters. Is Zen gonna figure out the plan? Which bae is gonna be final bae? Will Akia tell Sarah everything? So that way Sarah can run her big frickin' mouth again? Who knows? Tune in again next week.